For the past few years, the top small forwards in the NBA were LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Kevin Durant. This is probably going to change in the next 5 years. So in today's video, I'm going to try to predict the top 10 small forwards in the year 2025. First, we have an honorable mention, and that is LeBron James. LeBron will be 40 in the year 2025, so that's why it's an honorable mention. If he was somehow still in the league, then he would probably be in the top 10, but I don't think he's going to be in the league, so that's why I have him as an honorable mention. But if he's in the league, he will probably be top 10. At number 10, we have Kelly Oubre. And yeah, even though Kelly Oubre is probably never going to be a star, I think he's still going to be an extremely good player, and I think he could be a borderline all-star. He's actually the first of 2 Suns players on this list, and because of that, I don't expect him to be playing for the Phoenix Suns much longer, just because they have a better option at that position already. But either way, I think Kelly Oubre will be a top 10 player at the small forward position in the year 2025. At number 9, I have Mikal Bridges, and I have Mikal Bridges one spot over Kelly Oubre because I think he's going to be a better defender, shooter, and maybe even almost as good of a slasher as Kelly Oubre. But I expect Mikal Bridges to just be a 3-and-D player, but be one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. I expect him to be basically a better version of Robert Covington. And yeah, so I think he will be a top 10 small forward 5 years from now. At number 8, I have OG Anunoby, who I think he'll be a very similar player to Mikal Bridges, but me personally, I think he's going to be better than Mikal Bridges, and he has a higher chance of actually becoming a star. I think he's going to be a better defender and shooter than Bridges, but I think he's still going to be a 3-and-D player just like Mikal Bridges. And because of that, I have OG Anunoby at number 8. At number 7, I have Jonathan Isaac, and Jonathan Isaac is probably going to be the best defender on this list, as he is almost a 7-footer, standing at 6'11", but he plays the small forward position. He is super versatile and can guard anyone in the league, and his offense is also developing. Jonathan Isaac might win a Defensive Player of the Year in the next few years. The only thing that can hold him back is injuries, as he missed a lot of time this year due to an injury, and he's supposed to miss all of next year due to a torn ACL. But if he can stay healthy, I expect him to be an extremely good player due to his versatility on the defensive end and his progressing offensive abilities. At number 6, I have Kevin Durant, and I know KD won't be the same player he was for the past few years in the year 2025 due to him coming off an Achilles injury, and also the fact that he's going to be like in his mid-30s. But based off the way he plays and the amount of skill he has, I still expect him to be an all-star caliber player. So that's why I still have him at number 6. At number 5, I have Kawhi Leonard, who will be 34 5 years from now. I expect Kawhi to regress a bit, but I still expect him to be an extremely good two-way player and still be a top small forward in the NBA. At number 4, I have Patrick Baldwin, who will only be 22 in the year 2025. Even though he'll still be extremely young, I think he'll be a star by then, as already he's played like a number 1 overall pick in high school, even though he's ranked number 2 in his class. He is an incredible shooter, defender, as well as a pretty good slasher. He's extremely good at pretty much everything, and I expect him to be a star in the NBA. At number 3, I have Jonathan Kuminga, who recently reclassified to the class of 2021 and will be 22 in the year 2025. I'm giving the slight edge to Kuminga over Patrick Baldwin. While Patrick Baldwin is a better defender, Kuminga is just as good of a shooter and is a much better slasher, as Kuminga is an elite slasher. So Kuminga, he does a lot of the things that Patrick Baldwin does, But like I said, he is still an elite defender, just not as good as Patrick Baldwin. But his slashing ability is much better than Patrick Baldwin's. So that's why I'm giving the slight edge to Jonathan Kuminga. At number 2, I have Brandon Ingram. And yeah, so Brandon Ingram put up about 24 points per game in his 4th year and 1st year with the New Orleans Pelicans. I expect him to keep getting better to the point where I think he might be a 30-point per game scorer. Brandon Ingram is looking incredible on the offensive end, and I expect him to potentially have a 50, 40, 90 season in his prime, as his efficiency has taken a huge leap in the past year. Ingram is one of the best small forwards in the league already, as he made the All-Star team this year, and I expect him to keep getting better to the point where he will be one of the top players in the entire NBA. At number 1, I have Emoni Bates, and he's only going to be 21 in the year 2025. Yeah, so Emoni Bates will be in his 2nd season or 3rd season if he decides to reclassify, which he says he's going to. Yeah, so you might be thinking, a 21-year-old, the best small forward in the league? Well, look up Emoni Bates, watch his highlights, watch videos about him, because he's absolutely ridiculous. He's already by far the best player in high school basketball right now, and he might already be the greatest high school basketball player ever. Emoni Bates, if you watch him play, you'll see that he's like a more athletic Kevin Durant who plays better defense. People are wondering whether Emoni Bates, who is 16 right now, by the way, can start for NBA teams, is good enough to already do that. And, what? People think he's already better than a rookie LeBron James. And, based off everything I've seen about him, everything I've heard about him, he could... I think there's a chance that he could average 30 in his rookie season. And so, the level that Luka Doncic was at age 20, that was the greatest 20-year-old of all time. I think Emoni Bates might actually surpass Luka Doncic at age 20 because, that's just the type of player he is. His only weakness right now is that he's really skinny, but I think he's going to put on a ton of muscle because he's an extremely hard worker, and he's working so hard to become an NBA player right now, and he wants to be great. So I think he's going to realize that in order to reach another level, he's going to need to put on some muscle. So we may see a combination of Kevin Durant and Giannis in the same player. What? That player would be unstoppable, and I think Emoni Bates can become that player. So, yeah, I know this is ridiculously high praise, but I think it's actually possible, and that's why I have Emoni Bates at number 1. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to like and comment down below what you think I should do for my next video. Anyways, that's it for the video, so bye!